The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
What's happening, Octo family? We had kind of a rebound-ish day. Stuff started heading back up a little bit. Wasn't as depressing as yesterday, right? Or was everyone happy yesterday because they're buying and swooping everything up? Let me know in the comments. We got a lot going on. We got some random plays. We got, of course, some WorkHorse news that trickled on in here. I think it's pretty good. And we're just going to start moving right into it. Mr. SPAC Lord on Twitter he said, "This will be my response whenever PSTH, which is Bill Ackman, announces they are going to go Stripe." And laughing. Why am I bringing this up? Because Mrs. Jackie Reese's, the lady we keep talking about, if you haven't seen my other Bill Ackman videos, take a look at them. You'll see why they're connected. But she liked this, and I thought that was kind of funny. So she's going in and like commenting a little bit and liking some of these posts that you wouldn't think she would. When people are like blatantly asking her about Stripe, she's kind of just like not denying it, you know, which is good. She's not 100% denying it. So that means there's a chance, right? So watch out. You know, I think Mr. Big Old Bill Ackman and his two henchmen are coming for you. On other news, we got to look at quite a few charts here. I've been letting the patrons know about a lot of the stuff that's popping up. You know, I don't even know, was it a couple days ago and stuff was on total sale, but this is a for instance here. So Jaws, if you haven't seen my video on Jaws acquisition, JWS, one of the largest SPACs out there right now. Well, this baby is like sitting at all-time lows almost. It's like at $10 for one of the biggest SPACs ever. Looking for something possible mobile, something that's going to hype. If you haven't seen my video on it, check it out. I think it might be a really good one to take a look at for sure. Next one we're going to take a look at is FSTW. And here you can see that this thing is started out right away. The first day was at 75 cents. Well, maybe like 70. Instantly right at 75 all the way up to 80. Came down, chilled, went back up 86 all the way to $1 almost. But why I'm bringing this up is because when you're having those major red days, this was still kind of just hanging out. It's kind of hitting like this 80-cent floor on here. Doesn't mean it can't go lower, because it can. But I'm just saying, be aware of this one. This is that fast food play that people are like, we are going to find a company fast. This could be pretty cool. You know, we can think of quite a few. I hope it's Blaze Pizza. Y'all ever eaten a Blaze Pizza? I think that'd be a really sweet one to get a SPAC. I think we're all ready for some refreshment. You know, maybe a nice something cold to drink, something refreshing, maybe something good to eat. What do you think? iPod Mr. Chamath here, which this is funny to me. I didn't know this. Does anyone know? Did Apple ever actually have a ticker named iPod? If I type iPod, it actually like reverts it to Apple. We're talking about iPod.U, which is the units that are still available. Why am I bringing this up? This is the lowest funded new Chamath SPAC, right? So what does that mean? It's got a lower float. Out the gate, this thing has beaten the other two, which have bigger MERSs. So this is the little baby, and it has gone higher than both by quite a bit. And there's a couple of theories on it. I think the main one is that people probably took the same amount of money and put it into all three of the new ones. And that's why this one just naturally went up, because it's got a lower float. Because most of the time, historically, the bigger floated ones, like the IPOF, which is the biggest, the billion dollar boy, technically should be the one mooning the most, have the most amount of money in it. But that one's at 1019, IPOE is at 1038, and this one's at 1089. So I think it's a decent entry for this one for sure. Lowest this one has been is 954, and through all the volatility, it's only got down to like 1075. You know, people are just going to hold these until something major starts popping, I think. GSAH. This is Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs has got a SPAC out. Take a look at this. Does that look like something you want to invest in? Looks good to me. Basically where it started, you know, it started about $10. It has zipped all the way up to past 11 and is back down and is caught. It's definitely sitting at that line right around $10. So you can get Goldman Sachs' new SPAC for around floor right now. The warrants are still a little bit rich for my blood, but I don't see those really going much lower either. Let's check this out. They're basically sitting at all-time lows also. About $1.56. They were all the way to, get this, $2.72. It's almost half off. You know what I like about buying stuff half off? I like getting stuff half off. Look at this though. Post-market, this thing has gone down. It's gone down from 169 to 156 post-market. Kind of crazy if you ask me. SBE, what's going on with the switchback energy? This is the charge point. This is one of the only ones I think I just might be long on for the most part. What's going on? It's just hanging out. It wants to stick. A lot of these are doing this cup and handle we found, and just like we were saying, it's going to go down, fake everyone out, but then they just keep dripping. But the good thing is this thing has been holding up a bit. You know, as long as we stay above, like we've been talking about, this like $13.82 we should be fine. You know, it did break down below this 14.29, but regardless, you know, this is the white elephant in the room. They're way ahead of the competition. They're actively moving and getting new deals done all the time. Something to pay attention to. Tattooed Chef, when you look up Tattooed Chef, can I remember it? There it is. TTCF is the new ticker for this. Okay, so so what's going on here? It looks like we have almost a Head and Shoulders, an upside down Wu-Tang. We got an M, McDonald's, right? Upside down Wu-Tang. The theory on these are, if it breaks the middle arch from McDonald's right here, it's going to keep going down fast. But it didn't. It didn't break it. Look at this. It laid right on top of it. Didn't even touch it. Boom. See? So it recovered. So it bounced right off this $16. So as long as it stays above 16, we're probably good. Did anyone come and buy and get this in the 16s on this last leg down of the upside down Wu-Tang? Put it down in the comments. Take a look at the line where it's at though. You know, we could definitely draw another line through here where it's chilling off these. Been tagging 3, 4, 5 times. You know, tag here, tag there. It's another line. So we're sitting at 1903. If this breaks, you know, and goes past like $20.25, well, looks like we got another line there too. See here with this arch. So we're still going to need to break that. We're going to have to break basically let's call it 21. If we can break 21, that should put us into bull until we get to all-time highs again. Which would be about like 27.50. That'd be a good entry point right there, I think. Because this can still come up, get into the middle of this channel and break back down and bleed. But if you can get it, you know, coming up in here, or this is one of those ones that you just want to be long on, it's probably a decent play. This place is getting deals done. They are being way more aggressive than I thought. You know, the people that are backing this chick up, like, I think it's like her dad actually. Can anyone correct me? Isn't it her dad that's like running the back end deal of it? And he's done a bunch of like fast food plays in the past. I mean, frozen food plays in the past. Let me know. I can see this one doing good. They keep getting more and more contracts. That train is going to be hard to stop. We need to look at the futures. Where are we at? Let's take a look at SPY. So what is going on with SPY here? Well, post-market is tanking, so that's good to know. What's going on? It's almost still right in this channel, right? We still have the same channel here coming down. It might have broken it though after hours. We'll have to see where this opens up, but it's still close enough. We're still surfing this channel down. It technically looks like we've got a bull flag still heading down, and this still could break. The thing to note though is we are now still sitting below the previous all-time high here, right at the 339.10. So we have to break that. You know, if you want to get long and get some, maybe an ETF that's going up or whatever, a call or something, I would wait till we break this and confirm it a couple times, have it come back down and reject, come back down and reject, and then moon up. But then obviously we got to pay attention to these next coming lines, the 355. It'll be really interesting to see they're talking, no more stimulus till after election, and they're already touting that. Well, at least Trump said that. If he's still in, which I guess he will be, no matter what, he's going to have a big stimulus after the election. So they've been fighting about it. I think some of it's suppressed to make this usually happens around election time, right? Forced suppression to stir everyone up, get everyone pissed off a little bit. QQQ is looking the same as always. Look how tight this channel is, though. Remember this channel we drew? I thought it would have broken it by now, but look how tight this is now. We're getting ready to break. What do we got? We got like a week. We got a week until election day. I say we're probably going to get another rally. I think we're going to get a rally north again before election. I definitely think it's going to be shaky till then, once we get closer to it. But I could see we have another rally, maybe even starting tomorrow, because I don't see this getting any tighter. How can it? It can maybe barely go down just a tiny little bit to surf this, but pay attention to this channel here. As long as to break, though, where do we need to be? I'd say like 284. If we can break this and get to 284 and hold and maybe reject it and then head up to get past this 286 here, I think it might be a good time to take a look. We need to take a look at this right here. Check this out. So, WorkHorse might have an admission of guilt. Are you ready for this? So, Mr. Money Savvy Show, got a link to his channel right here. He has a YouTube channel. Check it out. If you wouldn't mind, come to my channel down in the description here, my website, and click this. I'll go to his. He posted a video and found this right here. I'm going to play it for y'all. Listen up.
1,100 jobs, $2.3 billion investment. TJX, $100 million, hundreds of building and construction trade out there now. Lordstown Motors, the Endurance, on the cusp of dominating the electric vehicle market and getting the United States Postal Service contract, which would mean $800 million. A kick-butt energy.
Did you hear that? Sorry to scream out earmuffs with that last couple words he said. General Motors, LT facility, Lordstown facility, I believe. They put LD on the, I couldn't tell, but I think he said LT, Lordstown facility. 1,100 jobs, $2.3 billion investment. That all lines up with Lordstown. TJX, 100 million, hundreds of buildings and construction trades out there. Lordstown Motors, the Endurance, on the cusp, which means, right at the edge, close to, of getting, so that's post tense, not there yet, dominating the electric vehicle market and getting the United States Postal Service contract, which would still kind of in the maybe zone mean $800 million, though. Where did he get that $800 million? That's what I'm trying to figure out. To me, he is low-key admitting that he kind of knows something about that. He said on the cusp of getting, it said they are almost close to receiving, which could mean 800. So he's not saying 100% definitive, but it's good to see this random dude, which I thought was weird because I think this dude's a Democrat. I don't know, it's a Democratic convention thing. Is he the Democrat or the Republican? If he is a Democrat, then I'm surprised he knew so much about it, because this has been a Republican thing to tout about. But regardless, him knowing so much about it, and then that 800 million, where's he getting that 800 million? To me, that actually slightly announces a partial USPS contract for WorkHorse, because we know there's whatever total of 5 billion or 8 billion or something like that, but I thought it was way more than 800 million alone going to the vehicles. I thought it was like 2 to 3 billion alone for the vehicles. Am I totally wrong? My mind fried? If I'm not, then what that tells me is they are not getting 100% of the contract, which again I'm totally fine with. Why? Because even if they get $800 million of it, that's still a big contract. That's still a massive deal for them. Such a small company like WorkHorse. If you haven't seen all my other WorkHorse videos, check out the last one especially, because I'm really talking about how to hedge. So if they don't get it all, they only get 800 million. There's another 2 point something billion that's going to be spent on it. Because they're going to have to pay for the charging stations, right? Through Duke Energy, remember that? That's another supplemental play I haven't talked about in yesterday's video at least. But Duke Energy has to set up the charging station. That's got to cost some money. How much is that going to charge them? Like 500 million, 200 million to get those set up at the USPS facilities? I don't know. Are they going to make them go drive to places and get a car to charge point? How are they going to do it? How are they going to do it? But regardless, that means some's probably going to Ford too, which is why it's a great idea to be in Ford also, right? What do you think about this? I think it's really positive here in that. Someone was asking about CLSK, Clean Spark. Let's do a video on CLSK when it's down in the dumps and get your thoughts on how it could go. We do need to look this up. This thing has just been drip, drip, dropping. Anyone just buying this all the way down? Do you see what I see though, right away? Line right there. I'd for sure say. Coming off this, oh look at this, another upside down Wu-Tang. See that? Head, shoulder, knee, toes. Head, shoulders, knees, toes. Well, it didn't cross this. Just like this chart just a second ago. It didn't cross this middle M, the M of the golden McDonald's arch. It didn't cross that and go below, which would mean it could still be zipping down. This looks good because this held and rejected, I'm going to call it twice off this line here at $7.73-ish cents. I think it's ready to turn around. That's what the chart is telling me. Based on the fact of it jumping off this twice, this is a pivotal line here that has been used, and then the fact that it has not dripped below the 711. Watch this though. I wouldn't be backing up the truck this second unless I was stupid long on this thing, then I would. But, you know, technically you're supposed to wait until this goes up, you know, maybe like 850 or something like that to try to catch it on its next wave up. But still watch this because this could still zip down, you know. Keep in mind, you know, if the SPY or whatever gets Hulk smashed, this is probably going to go down with it, and who knows how low this will go. But regardless, from a fundamental standpoint, looking at the charts, this looks like it's ready for nice 35, 40, 45 degree angle going up, maybe a 70 degree angle going up, maybe a 90 degree going up. We'll have to find out. All right, let's move on to Tammy P. Hey, how do you buy VIX, VIX? I can't find it on my brokerage to the America trade. I really appreciate your knowledge and willingness to share it. Yeah. So I probably don't make that clear enough. I need to mention, you know, when I talk about VIX, that's the main thing people go after for volatility. You can't technically go and buy that as far as I know, but there are stuff that runs off of it kind of slowly in a different little calculations here and there. Best way is to go watch my video of how to make money when the stock market is going down. But regardless, here's a couple that I like to watch and follow. One is VXX. Take a look at that one. Take a look at UVXY. As far as I know, this one seems to react the most aggressive when Hulk smashes start happening across the board. What does that mean? You can lose a lot of money really fast, or you can make money really fast. So keep that in mind. SPXS, look that one up too. That's going to be the inverse of the SPX. And then we've also got SQQQ, which is going to be the inverse of the QQQ, which is main tick. So my advice is bring all those up on something like this trading view here. If you don't know anything about this, watch my video how to chart and just start watching them. That's what you need to do daily. Just start watching them, put them together with the SPY, the SPX, right, QQQ, and just start watching them. That way you can kind of start seeing the patterns. And you'll know that, okay, this one's going up, that one's going down, this one will be more volatile because of this and that. That's what I think. Another person was asking about Hyliion Motors here. Yeah, so right off the bat, this looks like it could still bleed out a little bit. You've got one blip, one pip blip, maybe where it's at. I wouldn't call this a strong line at all. Okay, sitting at 2116 is where it's sitting. This has only been tagged. Well, I guess it was used as support back here. Okay, see, that's why it's important to always draw the line way far back, because I was staring at this thing here. I wasn't even looking back here. So, okay, that makes sense why it's using this. This might be exhausted at that point. The volume isn't really telling me that. Let's go down to the hour and see. Yeah, I guess it did right here. The volume right here told us that the bears are out of honey and they are ready to go back into hibernation. When you see this big, huge red candle here, that usually means a trend reversal. That's kind of what happened. It bled out a little bit more, but it's signaling it's ready to start going back up, and you can kind of see that. You'd like to see the volume, like, get a bigger green, volume coming up like this, like at a 45-degree angle. If you can start seeing that going up, that'd be something to watch. But this consolidation is pretty long here sideways. It might be done. If it's not done, I'd say for sure, watch the 1758, but this did tag it a lot of times back here. So keep in mind, this can still always go down, but are we half off yet? We're more than half off, man. If the Hulk smash already happened, I'd be buying some of this. I just don't see any near-term catalysts that are going to make this pop hard enough to get me excited to jump in. Right now, you can play some of these volatility plays and get way bigger swings, a little bit safer if you ask, and hedge yourself at the same time. Eventually, I might get long Hylion, but not right this second. Also, Lifeversity, the guy's been with us since like day one. He was telling us to check out Sniper, which is, speak of the devil, of Hylion. It's number 2. Shill, number 2. Tortoise Acquisition, number 2. Look at that. Low as can go, man. Yeah, so this thing was at 1021. This is for the units. These come with only a quarter of a warrant. It's not cool at all, but they can get a little cocky because the first one was Hylion, right? Did great. But regardless, $10.28 for the unit. This might be a good place to park some money. If you just got money chilling in a savings account, losing yourself over 7% a year, might be worth it to dump it in here instead. That's what I think. We need to look at Bitcoin and the things that move along with it. How about Hyliion? Am I saying that? Hyliion. I know someone got mad there. This thing is something to watch too. I mean, it's basically 3x where it is now. You could draw a line off of these back here, blap right there. So you use it all here, ding 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 here. Major line we are in for bull right now. There's a bull channel for you. You can just keep kind of stair-stepping it up to there. But this is bull right now because we are past this massively strong line here at $358. We are sitting at 405. This looks like a good entry point if you ask me. If you're long Ethereum, if you think it's going to continue to do its big jump before next Hulk smash, might be a good place to park something. Might indeed. How about Mara? Man, I can't wait till this 5X's again. Y'all hedging yourself with some Bitcoin stuff? This would be a good way to do it. Man, yeah, okay, so what's going on? We had this, we've been talking about this for a long time, but if you look at this in a short-term period, right, since the beginning of October, you're like, man, that looks like it's ran quite a bit. It's gone from $1.88, it's almost doubled since then. Just zoom out. This thing was $40 last time Bitcoin was popping. Now does it look expensive when it's way down there? You need a magnifying glass to see it. I don't know. Riot basically basically the same chart thing, right? We're actually popped below, where we at? We're chilling like basically right at the bottom of this channel. This still needs to break like the 450 again, 460, and then that'll get us to the point where we need to head to 556. So watch it. Still a decent entry point when you zoom out. When you zoom out, everything looks gravy, right? At least it does to me. That is for sure. Bitcoin alone, to point out this nice clean burrito we got hanging out here. This is just a line I created out of thin air coming off of this. If we have parallelity with these angles, is that a word, parallelity? I think we're in this channel. We've also got these lines of support down here. I want to see this break, this 45-ish degree green I threw in, which would put us about 14,200, let's call it. I really want to see it break this though too, the 1550. We can zoom out of this. Well, there we go. Okay. I'd like to really see that. It's coming down to, there we go. Maybe like close around like $14,756, something like that. Just wait until this thing is at new all-time highs. Do you realize what's going to happen with the Mara? Right? With the Mara and the Riot when this thing gets all-time highs again. Every analyst in the world is starting to talk about Bitcoin and stuff. They throw out crazy numbers up to, 100,000, 30,000. There's no reason it can't hit 30. As far as I know, more Bitcoin is not being produced or can. That's one thing I think it's got over gold, because you can always pull more gold out of the ground, at least to a point, right? To keep finding out. I think that is going to be it for today. Let's see if we had anything else down there. Now, that's going to be it. Any more plays y'all want me to take a look at, please put them down in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do it. I've got a Patreon too where I'm sliding y'all deals throughout the day. If you want to join that, just join it for whatever. I'm sure I'll get your money back. If not, just tell me. We'll figure out a way. All right. Y'all take care and have a good night.
Did you know that we give away free silver? Simply leave a comment on the video, and as long as you're in the continental United States, you can be automatically entered to win. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.